Well, hello there, and welcome to this edition of Food for the Soul, brought to you by First Congregational Church in Braintree, Massachusetts. I am Reverend Michael Frady, and I come to you this morning to bring you some thoughts I have about active prayer. First, I want to say excuse me if you're not seeing my eyes. It's just the sun is very bright this morning, so I've got my hat on. But this morning I was out praying here in my vegetable garden, and I'll take you on a tour in just a moment. I come out in the morning very early, often 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'm not one who is able to easily sit and pray. I'm often praying in action. So I love to come out here and water the garden and have my meditations and my prayers while I'm doing something. I prefer to multitask. I can't just sit still. So anyway, this morning in my prayers, I have to admit I was filled with great concern. I am still concerned about effects of the coronavirus, and I'm praying that there won't be any sort of resurgence. But it's still very much on my mind as people are getting active again. So I pray to God that we don't have a resurgence or continued problems with this virus. I also have been deeply concerned about the events going on in terms of riots and overall concerns about discrimination in our country. So I've been very prayerful about that, and I'll touch upon that subject in this Sunday's sermon, so I hope you're able to tune in for it. And just also concerns about politics in our nation. We've got an election coming up not too far down the road, and there's a lot of division around that. So these things I think about and I pray upon when I am doing my active prayer, and it gives me a greater sense of peace and hope to be among new life growing. So I'm eager to share with you how the garden is coming along. Many of you saw the last video that I posted, which at that time I was just beginning to plant or just getting ready to plant. Well, now the plants have been in the ground for a little while, and they're coming along nicely. Some are struggling, but most are coming along nicely. So I'll take you on a tour and introduce you to some of what I am working with while I am in my morning prayer. So come along for this tour. I hope you enjoy it. Now let's begin our tour. On the outside here, you'll see I have marigolds planted. These I started from seed, and what I'll do each year is when I deadhead, I'll just take the seeds and save them for next year, and I'll replant them indoors in the early spring. Here's a little lemon balm that just happened to come up from last year. So the marigolds and the lemon balm both serve as insect deterrents. Also, the marigolds, aside from looking nice, attract bees to the garden to help with pollination. Here I've got a pumpkin plant that I purchased. I did start seeds, and I've got quite a few different seeds on the porch. But I was a little bit eager to go ahead and get one in the ground, so I did purchase one plant to get started. Here I've got a little bit of a decline in the landscape. So what I'm doing is taking last year's hay and putting it there to build up this pumpkin garden on the outside. The pumpkins take up so much space that I keep them out of the garden, and I'm expanding that by adding a little bit hay, grass clippings each year, and then I'll put the hay on top of that. So I'll continue this pumpkin patch to expand every year. Now let's take a look inside. First on the outside, I've got pretty big bunch of parsley growing here, and some rosemary, thyme, basil, oregano, which I purchased, and then this is a mix of wildflower seeds that I was given at a fair last year, and I just stuck those in. And then here I've got my little seedlings, or saplings you might call them. These are a couple of different pines, which I'll put on the edge of the garden. More lemon balm. Got 2 blueberry bushes here coming along nicely, and this is a raspberry patch. And then inside we have radishes and arugula, 2 of my favorite salad ingredients. I gave up growing salad greens this year. I really struggled with insect problems last year and got discouraged. But I'm growing these for salads. We've got eggplant, Japanese eggplant. These are all cucumbers, which are coming along nicely. And here I have okra, and it's got trouble with one leaf, but I'm working on that. I love okra. It's not something you find much here in New England, but I grew up eating it and really enjoy it, and it grows well. This is all zucchini, and I want to point out that I'm starting to have some bug infestation here. So I want to show you that I use this Captain Jack's dead bug. So this is an organic product, and I'm trying to go a little bit more organic each year. Here I've got another okra, and then these are coming along nicely. These are all summer squash. Over here, this is a cantaloupe I started inside, but I don't think that looks like a cantaloupe plant, so something else is growing there. And here's another eggplant. All along this back side, I've got snow peas. And then over here, I've got green beans. Then the tomatoes. This is a beefsteak. And I've got a few varieties here. I've got cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, and Romas. And then over here, my peppers didn't do well, the ones I started indoors, so I had to purchase this green pepper plant. And then I've also got sriracha peppers, jalapenos, and red peppers. More green peppers over here. You can't have enough of green peppers. And then I've got some kale that I haven't planted yet. And then just some odds and ends of extras that I had grown. So this is my 16 by 16 foot garden. Happy to say it's coming along nicely. And I will make another video of the garden when the fruits and vegetables choose to appear. So I hope you have enjoyed visiting the garden with me this morning, and I encourage you to be engaged in your prayer life, whether it be active prayer the way I choose, or whether it be sitting quietly in your home and connecting with God. I pray that you will make the time, find the place, and pray in a way that it will bring you deep-rooted peace, that it will bring you comfort, and that it will fill your heart with joy. So until we meet again, I hope God will keep you well, and I pray that God will bless you and keep you, and that God's face will shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look upon you with kindness and fill you today and every day with an abundance of hope and joy and love and peace. Be well. God bless you. Amen. Have a great day.